Hey, Tamorrion, this is Phil Corella from Overtime Fantasy. How you doing today?
Pretty good. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Um, in my opinion, you are one of the top deep threats in this year's draft. I really like how you just explode away from the DBs trying to cover you one on one, going deep, and you always embarrass them. Have you been focusing on any other routes to fine tune? And what was it like playing at Florida State, and what will you miss the most?
Um, on the route situation, but yes, sir. I can say I've been working on a lot of pretty unique on routes like slants, comebacks, dead routes, just routes I could break in and out on. And I can say just my decision, like playing at Florida State, I love Florida State. It felt like a home to me. They surrounded me by a lot of good people. I've seen a lot of great people, and it just ever since then it just felt like home. So once I got to Florida State, I knew it was the play for me.
All right, next will be Antoine Staley.
Hey, Tamori, just talk about what went into the decision to opt out for the rest of the season and kind of what you've been doing leading up towards the draft.
I could say, after my surgery, after I had surgery on my knee, I tried to come back and play, and my knees just kept bothering me and it didn't feel right. So I told Coach Dugan and Coach Norvell that I just wanted to opt out and get my knee healthy and try to get prepared for the NFL. And ever since then, I've been training, working on my knee, getting my knee back stronger and better than it was. And ever since then, they got better and stronger. I can say that.
That could be Charles Davenport.
Yeah, Tamarian, despite being a guy that's 6'4" and a longer frame guy, you do a really good job with double moves. What is it for you that allows you to be, so swift with the double moves and successful executing them?
Like I say, just the technique, what Coach Dubes taught me, he taught me a lot of great techniques at the time. And, I worked hard with him and I listened to him and I bought in everything he was telling me. And ever since, we used to work that on outside of the practice and things like that, I always used to go home and, do the same thing, work on the same techniques and things like that. And, I just got great at it and, I love doing it now.
All right, next will be Theus.
Morning, Jerry Matheus Ornelas from Time of Brazil. Congratulations for going for the NFL draft. 2019 was probably the big year for you. You have the 9 TDs, you have like a bunch of yards. And 2020, like you say, you have the opt out, and you have the injured to like concern you. So how do you think that the 2019 season can help you during this draft process?
I feel like it should help me a lot, because you don't want to pass up on a great, good athlete like me, and I feel like just being in 2019, I showed a lot, and I felt good about it. So just being in 2020 and I didn't play that much, I had injury and things like that. I feel like 2019 should, show them, what I could do.
All right, next will be Matt Baker.
Hey, Morgan. I wanted to follow up on the opt-out question. How did that time not playing allow you to heal? How do you feel like that helped you compared to if you've been trying to keep going?
I'd say, because my guys, they got me around a lot of good people, and when I had opted out, I started training on my knee, working on my knee more, doing a lot of strengthening on my knee and things like that. But I feel like if I would have kept trying, came back and, got treatment and things like that and tried to come back and play, it wouldn't, it wouldn't did nothing good for me because I was still trying to run on it and play on it. But after I opted out and things, I rested my knee for a little bit, probably a week or two. Then I just started training hard, a lot of treatment, a lot of strengthening and things like that. So ever since then, that just felt good and my knee felt better.
Scary Terry, how you doing? Built in Buffalo. Question for you. Is there anybody in particular in the NFL right now that you would model your game after a little bit? You give me the Kenny Galladay vibe. I wanted to get your thoughts on who you would model your game after in the NFL.
Yeah, I like Kenny. And, I always watch guys like, I watch guys like Alden Tate. I say Julio Jones. I like guys like that. I like Ken Allen and things like that. I always watch them guys, watch film over them and stuff like that. I like Adams too. I like the guy Adams too. So I always watch them guys and look what they do and what they do best. And then I look at what they do wrong and things like that. And I try to correct my ways of doing it too. So I always model my game after them.
Andrew Alvarez. Next will be Max Moody.
Hey, Terry.
Sorry, I was talking to my, oh.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, I was talking to myself. Hey, Tamorrion, I asked a similar question to Asante, and I'm curious to know what your answer is going to be, if it's going to be a little different. I'm sure you know by now that you've truly stood the test of time when it comes to a year dealing with something as crazy as a pandemic. And not a lot of people that you come into contact with here in the next year can say the same thing when it comes to their college athletic career. So that's a really big deal. Whether it has been less resourceful or just challenging overall, how do you think that will impact your career moving forward into the NFL?
I can say, I just gotta stay locked into the main thing. The main thing is the main thing. So I'm staying locked into what I gotta do and what I'm focused on. I think everything will be good.
All right, now we'll go to Max Moody.
Yeah, thanks. Max Smooth, Locked on Seminoles. Terry, I'm curious if you could talk for a second about how having the opportunity during your time at Florida State to go against guys like Asante and Hamza and some great DBs before them helped you develop as a player.
I'd say it helped me a lot, just going against Asante and him every day at practice, it was a physical thing and things like that. And it just helped me a lot, knowing I got another great guy in front of me and he gonna work me and I'm gonna work him all the time. And, we're gonna keep getting each other better and things like that. So I feel like that helped me, that took my game a little higher and things like that. So just knowing I had Asante and him in front of me, I know I felt good about everything.
Next will be Irish Rafael.
Hey, Tamorrion. Obviously, you're still really tight with Pokey and some other guys on the team. What kind of things are you hearing about the program since you've been gone, about practices and kind of the direction of where things are heading?
I can say great things. I don't heard a great thing. I know some of the team, some of my former players, they come back and tell me, they're working hard. It seemed different out there. It seemed like, everybody locked into the main thing, like I said. So I feel like the program gonna go really good this year. And, I know Coach Norvell, he know what he's doing out there. He got some great guys, great coaches and things like that. And I know everybody's gonna be good. So, I've been hearing a lot of good things about him.
Next will be Chris Hydell.
Hey, Tamorrion, thanks for taking my question. You being a big playmaker, and wide receiver, when you were growing up, who did you watch a lot and to get yourself modeled your game from, going from being a young kid going up to college?
So what I watch a lot?
Yeah.
I'd say I used to watch like a lot of shows, like Parker shows, like the show called Parker, Zachy Cody, all things like that. I used to always watch that. I used to watch a lot of football at the time too. Cause I used to grow up, my dad, when I used to be around my dad, he's a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So, he always used to get me in there and watch football and things like that. I used to watch tennis with my grandma too. My grandma loved tennis, so I always used to sit down and watch tennis and see Serena Williams and things like that. So I grew up all the time watching sports and things like that, and it was good for me.
All right, next will be Avalon Hunter.
More into two questions. When you opt out, I guess that's kind of almost like breaking up with somebody to a certain extent. So is there mutual respect still between you and Coach Norvell? And if you play on Sunday Night Football and they do the player intros, you know, like Julio Jones, University of Alabama, what are you going to shout out when you get your player intro?
Me and Coach Norvell, we great. We good. You know, we don't have to talk ever since then. You know, and I think we good. You know, me and Coach Norvell, he ain't winning on no bad terms and things like that. And I say the shout out part. You know, I'm gonna shout out. You know, everybody, the whole university, because if it weren't for the coaches, the players, the fans, and things like that, you know, I don't think, you know, I would have been here. I don't think I could have been that far where I came from now. So everybody, I can shout out the whole university because everybody showed respect, and I show respect to everybody too, and I love that.
All right. Thank you, Mario.
Thank you.